Welcome to my channel, detailing events throughout the decades. 2015 Shoreham Airshow crash. It was August 22, 2015, and hundreds of people were attending the Shoreham Airshow at Shoreham Airport in England, on what was going to be a fun and exciting day out. However, unbeknown to those in the crowds, disaster would soon strike, leaving people in a complete state of shock and disbelief, and causing the deadliest air show accident in the United Kingdom since the 1952 Farnborough Air Show, which killed 31 people. During the show, a vintage Hawker Hunter T-7 was doing a loop maneuver, but the pilot in question, Andy Hill, failed to complete the loop and the aircraft was sent crashing into vehicles on the nearby A27 carriageway. The aircraft broke into 4 parts, and Andy Hill, the pilot, was critically injured, but had survived the crash. Andy Hill was a 51-year-old pilot who was reported as being very experienced, with more than 12,000 flight hours. He had once worked as a captain for British Airways. However, this type of maneuver that day left no room for error. Emergency services were quick to attend the scene, but despite all their efforts, sadly 11 people died as a result of the crash. At the time, it was feared that more bodies could be found in the wreckage and the death toll would rise. The A27 was closed in both directions, leaving those people still left at the airshow, who had traveled to the event by car, stranded. The following day's airshow was also cancelled. An investigation into the crash began. During the investigation into the crash by the Air Accidents Investigation Branch, it was concluded that the crash was a result of pilot error. It was found that the pilot failed to recognize that the aircraft was flying too low to perform the loop correctly. Andy Hill maintained that he had been disabled by G-forces during the flight, but in 2018, Andy Hill was charged with 11 counts of manslaughter by gross negligence, and 1 count of endangering an aircraft. After the crash, in 2015, restrictions on vintage jet aircraft was imposed performing overland at air shows until further notice. All Hawker Hunters in the United Kingdom were grounded until further notice, and this wasn't lifted until January 2017. In 2016, stricter requirements for all air shows in the United Kingdom was imposed. The A27 did not reopen again until August 30, 8 days after the crash. Andy Hill was found not guilty on all counts in March 2019, leaving the relatives of the victims devastated by the verdict, and there was no justice for their loved ones. The organizers of the Shoreham Air Show also denied any responsibility for the crash. As of 2019, the Shoreham Air Show has not taken place since the tragic accident. In 2019, a permanent memorial was erected near the Shoreham Toll Bridge, to remember all those who had died on that tragic day. We hope that the relatives of those victims finally do get justice for their loved ones. We forever remember all those who died on that fateful day. May you always be remembered. Thank you for watching and learning about these events, and remembering all those who died in these tragic events. Please subscribe to my channel to view other events from history.